A new bill in the state legislature would require public schools to offer free feminine hygiene products to students. The products would be available in women's and girls' bathrooms and in locker rooms. If passed, it would take effect July 1st. The bill passed on second consideration and moved on to an education subcommittee last week. Lawmakers are also considering a bill that would eliminate the sales tax on feminine hygiene products.